Breaking news coming out today, February the 1st, 2025. As you can see, the U.S. military conducts airstrikes against Islamic State operatives in Somalia today. Now, this was announced today, February the 1st, 2025. You can see this post coming out from Donald Trump. This morning, I ordered precision military airstrikes on senior ISIS attack planner and other terrorists that he recruited and led in Somalia. Now, I'm going to share with you the latest information and details coming out on this today as the U.S. has struck Somalian operatives that are from ISIS. And take a look at this. Again, we are seeing in the last 24 hours, the boss of the planet's biggest bank, Jamie Dimon, warns World War III, it has already begun, and it poses more of a risk to humanity than climate change, which we've heard many Democrats say is the #1 existential threat. But he is saying, no, it is World War III. And if you agree and you believe that World War III has already begun, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Drop a 3 if you think World War III is already here. Now, if you think we're going to be able to stave it off, put a 4. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with Jamie Dimon? As we're hearing that Donald Trump's coming into office, shaking things up. But many are saying that World War III, it has already started. And take a look at these headlines also coming out in roughly the last 24 hours. You can see China currently is building a nuke-resistant bunker. Now, why would China be doing this? We're hearing that China is preparing for war in the coming years. We've heard the warnings for quite some time. By the year 2027, China will be attacking Taiwan, taking that island, they are saying, back, as they are saying Taiwan is not an independent state. Taiwan is saying they do not want to be unified with China. In fact, on New Year's Day, we saw the Chinese president Xi Jinping come out and say that nothing can stop the unification of the Taiwanese and Chinese people. We will once again be one, but Taiwan not vocalizing, not reciprocating what China is vocalizing here, is saying that, no, we do not want to be unified with you. We do not want this. And China is saying that they're willing to impose it. And they're saying that there is nobody that is going to stop them from a unification. Made the speech sound very much like it was a peaceful speech, when in reality, they're saying that they're planning to do this by force. Now, this comes as, take a look at this as well, coming out today. Iran's Revolutionary Guard has unveiled a new underground missile city. So we are seeing that our adversaries, they are going underground. China is building nuke-resistant underground bunkers, and so is Iran as well, preparing missile cities for what is to come. As Jamie Dimon, as I shared with you, is saying, we are preparing for World War III. So I'm going to dive into the latest articles, the updates, let you know what's unfolding as of today, February the 1st, 2025, as we're hearing that there have been airstrikes that have been conducted today by Donald Trump upon his order against ISIS groups in Somalia. I'm going to let you know the latest and what is going on with our adversaries, as we are hearing that Jamie Dimon is also warning, listen, World War III, it's already here, and it doesn't matter that Donald Trump is the president of the United States. He is coming into a situation where World War III has already started. And again, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. We've heard a lot of people vocalize this, that this is what unfolded with the previous world wars, World War I and World War II, that there was not some sort of official announcement saying we are in a world war. But what unfolded was we saw all of these events take place, these attacks, all these various things that we read in our history books today. And then when the wars were over, then somebody went back and said, okay, according to all of the stuff that unfolded, this is where it started. So if we see things escalate, say with Russia and Ukraine, they might say there was a world war that unfolded and it started back in 2022 when Russia invaded Ukraine. Or they might say, well, it started on October 7th of 2023 when Hamas invaded Israel, or whatever the case may be. If we see things continue to escalate, they're going to say that it already began, and we actually might be living in the middle of a world war right now. It just has not escalated to the point where we have seen things like nuclear weapons being detonated, attacks on U.S. soil, but we might be going that route. And these are the warnings that we're receiving from Jamie Dimon, who is saying he believes World War III, it has already started. We just don't realize it, and it just has not been officially announced. And again, if you agree with Jamie Dimon, drop a 3 in the comments. If you disagree, put a 4. And let's go ahead and get into the articles, though. And while you're dropping those 3s and 4s, don't forget, if you haven't done so yet, to take a quick second, hit that like button for me. Help spread this out further so more people can get the latest updates. In addition to that, be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date. It's totally free. Why not? When you hit that subscribe button, I'll keep you up to speed on everything. Make sure you're staying subscribed. A lot of people letting me know that they subscribe to the channel and then all of a sudden they come the next day and they've been unsubscribed and they didn't do it and they don't know why. We think it has something to do with some sort of YouTube settings. So make sure you're staying subscribed, and you can even turn on that notification bell to all. That'll help you stay subscribed as well and be notified as soon as videos come out as I give the breaking news. Similar to what we saw last night. Let me know, did you guys watch that video last night with me? We were on the live stream for about an hour and a half as we saw a breaking news event unfold. There was a plane that fell out of the sky in Philadelphia, hit the ground near a mall, and we heard it hit cars, it hit houses, I think it was like townhouses. We watched it for an hour and a half unfold. I shared with you the video footage, the breaking news as it was coming out. Absolutely devastating. And in addition to that, to see 2 planes fall out of the sky 2 days in a row. A lot of people very concerned with what in the world is going on right now. Is just 24 hours before that, we had seen in Washington, D.C., that airplane collide with a helicopter, and we saw a massive collision take place. There were no survivors. They all went into the Potomac. We've been hearing they've been recovering the bodies ever since, and a lot of people very concerned with that because that unfolded. And when you saw the footage, I've heard a lot of people say it looked like the helicopter went right at the plane. So it was very concerning. And then yesterday, seeing that crash with Philadelphia as well, 2 crashes, 2 days in a row. A lot of people saying they don't necessarily think that this is a coincidence. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts right now. A lot of speculation, investigations still underway, but as more information comes out on that, I'll be sure to let you know here on the channel. So like I said, subscribe, stay up to date. And as always, these articles are going to be linked in the description below. I cite all the sources, put it on the screen, read right from it so that way you can see it for yourself. They're hyperlinked. Click the links, go read them, and you can rest assured and know that it is the latest. Try to hold myself to the highest level of accountability as I report news to people here on the channel. But like I said, if you appreciate that, please take a second, hit that like button. Let's go ahead and get started so that way you guys can get the latest information that is coming out. And let's go ahead and start off with what Donald Trump had to say today and what is being reported on. And that is this right here from Truth Social. Donald Trump, you can see this was February the 1st, 2025 at 11:18 a.m. Actually, let me scoot it out just a little bit so you can see that on the date there. There we go. Now it says, "This morning I ordered precision military airstrikes on the senior ISIS attack planner and other terrorists that he recruited and led in Somalia. These killers, who we found hiding in caves, threatened the United States and our allies. The strikes destroyed the caves they live in and killed many terrorists without in any way harming civilians. Our military has targeted this ISIS attack planner for years, but Biden and his cronies, they wouldn't attack quickly enough to get the job done. I did. The message to ISIS and all others who would attack Americans is that we will find you and we will kill you." That coming out today, just a couple of hours ago, from Donald Trump, as we're hearing that airstrikes have taken place in Somalia against these groups. They're saying they hit the caves, wiped out many of them. Now, in addition to that, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these articles as well to get you caught up on some more information. Let's take a look at this one here from the Associated Press that says U.S. military conducts airstrikes against Islamic State operatives in Somalia. This one says the U.S. military has conducted airstrikes against Islamic State operatives in Somalia, the first attacks in the African nation during President Trump's second term. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said Saturday that the strikes by U.S. Africa Command were directed by Trump and coordinated with Somalia's government. An initial assessment by the Pentagon indicated that multiple operatives lost their lives. The Pentagon said that it assessed that no civilians were harmed in the strikes. Trump, in a post on Truth social media, said a senior IS planner and recruiter, they were targeted in the operations. The strikes destroyed the caves that they lived in, and it ended the lives of many terrorists without in any way harming civilians. Our military has targeted ISIS attack planners for years, but Biden and his cronies, they wouldn't act quick enough to get the job done, and I did. And you can see this is the same post that we saw on Truth Social. Trump did not identify the IS planner or say whether that person lost their life in the strike. White House officials did not immediately respond to a request for comments. So this coming out from the Associated Press. Now here's another one that also has come out from Axios. You can see this came out 3 hours ago, and it says U.S. conducts strikes against ISIS operatives in Somalia. The U.S. military conducted an airstrike on Saturday against ISIS operatives in Somalia, President Trump said. This is the first military action that Trump has ordered since assuming office as commander-in-chief 10 days ago. And man, let me know your thoughts. Donald Trump has only been in office 10 days, they are saying, and he has been taking care of business. Have you been happy that we have transitioned from the Biden administration to the Trump administration? And it feels like it has been a whirlwind over the past 10 days with all the things that have unfolded. If you are happy to see Donald Trump in office and feel like he is taking care of business, do me a favor and drop a 47 in the comments for Donald Trump and hit that like button. Now, also reading on, it says, driving the news. I ordered precision military airstrikes on the senior ISIS attack planner and other terrorists that he recruited and led in Somalia, Trump wrote on Truth Social. He said the ISIS operatives were hiding in caves and threatened the United States and our allies. Trump claimed the airstrikes destroyed the caves and killed many terrorists without in any way harming civilians. Let me see. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth said in a statement the strike in the Golis Mountains was conducted by the U.S. Military Africa Command in coordination with the government of Somalia. He said the Pentagon's initial assessment is that multiple operatives lost their lives in airstrikes and no civilians were harmed. The message to ISIS and all others who would attack Americans is that we will find you and we will kill you, Trump wrote. So there you have it, you guys. And Braxton Bowsers, thank you so much for the $2 super chat, brother. Just don't get too fear-mongering. Thank you for that. And yeah, no, I appreciate that. Just reporting the news for you. I hope that nobody is afraid of this information. I will continue to keep you up to speed on everything. Some of the headlines are saying that there are concerns that we currently are in World War III. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, like I say, I don't believe in a spirit of fear, but I believe that we should not be scared, but be prepared. And I think that we should not stick our heads in the sand and pretend like this stuff is not going on, because it is. Literally have all of these articles cited and sourced for you. But let us pray against these things. But I'm going to continue to keep you up to speed so that way you know exactly what is going on. But I totally agree. Do not be in fear. Don't be scared. But let us be aware of everything that is taking place. Let's go ahead and take a look at another one here. This one coming out, and it says, national security. Trump says airstrikes on ISIS in Somalia ended the lives of terrorists without harming civilians. President Trump said that he ordered airstrikes today against an ISIS operative in the Golis Mountains in Somalia this morning in a strike coordinated with the Somalia government. In a post on Truth Social, Trump announced the precision airstrikes, saying the attempt to target the senior ISIS attack planner was successful. The strikes destroyed the caves that they lived in and ended the lives of many terrorists without in any way harming civilians. The White House declined to provide further information on the strikes, like how many ISIS operatives actually lost their lives, but Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said in a statement that the Pentagon's initial assessment is that multiple ISIS operatives lost their lives, and he reiterated no civilians were harmed. He said the strikes conducted by the U.S. Africa Command sends a clear signal that the U.S. is ready to find and eliminate terrorists who threaten the U.S. and its allies. This action further degrades ISIS's ability to plot and conduct terrorist attacks threatening the U.S. citizens, our partners, and innocent civilians, Hegseth said in a statement. Trump criticized former President Joe Biden for not acting quickly enough to target this particular operative, though the Biden White House did conduct other airstrikes in Somalia during his term, targeting al-Qaeda and ISIS positions. So there you have it, you guys. Now, we are hearing that they have done these. And also, let me know your thoughts. Maybe this could also be in response to some of the attacks that unfolded on New Year's Day, as we had heard that some of the attacks that took place, that those actually were individuals that were inspired by ISIS, saying that they were former U.S. military that were twisted, persuaded to follow after ISIS and then conduct those attacks on U.S. soil we saw in New Orleans and also in Las Vegas. And we've heard warnings of more that could be coming here soon. And now we're seeing that actually the United States, under the Trump administration, is, instead of being on the defense, now becoming the aggressor and hitting these ISIS operatives. So Donald Trump getting very aggressive with it, turning the tables on them and saying it is time for us to no longer be on the defense mode, but to be the aggressors and pursuing after these that threaten, as the article said, not only to attack across in foreign lands, but here in the United States. And many have been warned for quite some time by the FBI about potential attacks on U.S. soil, sleeper cell groups that are here, and now we're also seeing those that are being inspired by ISIS operatives as well. So today we're hearing Donald Trump hitting back, and he is taking care of business. Now this comes as I had mentioned, we had heard the warnings of World War III from Jamie Dimon. And again, let me know, are we in World War III right now? What are your thoughts? If you think so, put a 3. If you think we're going to be able to avoid it, put a 4. But take a look at this article that came out, and it says, synopsis. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan Chase, has expressed serious concern that World War III might already be underway. He points to ongoing conflicts with Ukraine and the Middle East, as well as growing cooperation among countries like Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran. Dimon believes that these nations aim to dismantle the global system established after World War II. And we're hearing that it is not just the concern of any of these individual nations, but rather the unification of all of these nations, coming together, working together, helping each other out, as we have seen Russia receiving North Korean troops, North Korea making major advances in their nuclear capabilities, many speculating that this could be Russia providing technologies in exchange for those troops. We're also seeing Iran receiving help from other nations as well. China in the middle of this, and we're seeing the alliance of China and Russia growing as well. So the concern is that all of them coming together pose a serious threat to the United States and the free world. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan Chase, has issued a serious warning that World War III may already be underway. He points to ongoing wars in Ukraine and the Middle East, as well as increasing cooperation among countries like Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran. According to Dimon, these nations are working together to challenge the global system that exists since the end of World War II. This shift in global power, he suggests, is not just a distant concern, but an urgent crisis that is unfolding in real time. And so he is saying that these ongoing wars are escalating the chances of this unfolding. Now, we will see, because right now we're hearing that Donald Trump, he is preparing to start negotiations and talks with Vladimir Putin and Volodymyr Zelensky, Russia and Ukraine, to see if there can be some sort of end to the conflict. Do you think that Donald Trump is going to be able to put an end to the conflict with Russia and Ukraine? If you think so, put yes. If you think no, put no. Now, there are many that speculate that Donald Trump is going to be able to reach an agreement. He is the author of The Art of the Deal, and that he might be able to have these two come and see eye to eye. And we literally heard him say this during the debates with Joe Biden, and both of those presidents responded and said, we are interested in hearing what he has to say. If anybody can come up with an agreement, it is Donald Trump. So they both took him very seriously. Let me know, do you think that he's going to be able to pull it off? Yet at the same time, we also heard that there were Russian oligarchs and leaders that said, no, not a chance. This is too far gone. We are too many years into this war. There's no way that we're just going to go ahead and decide, okay, let's just end the war as it is. They're saying they're too far invested into this. And they had said that they believe that Donald Trump was overly confident in his abilities to discuss negotiations with Vladimir Putin, and that they will have conversations, but likely nothing will come of it, and that it's going to take some time for this war to come to an end. But again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Yes, if you think that Donald Trump is going to be able to put an end to this war. No, if you think no, he's not going to be able to put an end to this war right away. This is the growing concern of Jamie Dimon, that Russia and Ukraine could spark World War III. Now, the other one is the conflict in the Middle East between Israel and Iran's proxy groups. But we've been seeing the Trump effect taking place since he's gotten into office, and he threatened them that all hell will be to pay in the Middle East if hostages are not released or there's not some sort of an agreement by the time I get into office. We saw the Middle East respond to that very quickly. We saw a peace agreement reached or a temporary ceasefire in which they did decide to provide the hostages and hand them over. However, we will see what unfolds with Russia and Ukraine. And I see the room split. I see a lot of people saying no. They don't think that Donald Trump is going to be able to pull this off for Russia and Ukraine. But I do see a lot of people saying yes. They believe that Donald Trump, 47, he's going to be able to get them on board. He's going to be able to utilize his negotiating skills and get some sort of an agreement to slow this down. But right now we are hearing Jamie Dimon reiterating his concerns that World War III could be coming if we do not have some form of agreement between these nations, and soon. He says this shift is in global power, he suggests, is not just a distant concern, but an urgent crisis unfolding right now in real time. Are Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran forming a new axis of evil? Dimon describes the growing alliance between these nations as a modern axis of evil. He warns that their increasing military coordination and economic partnerships pose an unprecedented risk to global stability. He highlights their recent actions, including joint military exercises, energy deals, and technological cooperation, as clear signs of their intent to weaken Western influence. Dimon believes that ignoring these developments could lead to devastating consequences, just as underestimating threats in the past has led to major global conflicts. Now, why Jamie Dimon believes nuclear weapons are a bigger threat than climate change. While climate change has been a dominant concern for global leaders, Dimon argues that nuclear proliferation is a far more immediate and existential threat. He warns that if nuclear weapons fall into the wrong hands, or if global tensions escalate further, major cities could face devastating attacks. According to Dimon, the risk of nuclear confrontation is no longer theoretical. It is becoming a matter of when, not if. He stresses that the world leaders must prioritize arms controls and diplomatic efforts to prevent nuclear catastrophe. Now, what actions Dimon suggests to avoid global disaster? Dimon urges that we cannot be naive or passive, hoping that these issues, that they will resolve themselves. He advocates for proactive involvement to ensure these challenges are addressed appropriately, emphasizing the importance of maintaining a strong military and clear strategies to navigate these complex geopolitical landscapes. FAQs. What did Jamie Dimon say about World War III? Jamie Dimon warns that World War III may have already started due to growing conflicts and alliances between countries like Russia, China, and Iran. Now, why does Jamie Dimon believe nuclear weapons are a bigger threat than climate change? Dimon argues that nuclear proliferations pose an immediate and severe risk to humanity, even more than the dangers of climate change. And let me know, do you agree with Jamie Dimon? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, as he is saying World War III is the greatest threat that is nuclear weapons are the greatest threat that currently is upon the United States as an existential threat. And he believes that World War III may have already started, and we need to stop these wars. If we do not stop these wars, and soon, we could be looking at some serious issues. And that is why we're hearing that right now Donald Trump is making a huge effort to try to put an end to these conflicts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, in the meantime, we are also hearing, take a look at this one coming out from Axios in the past 24 hours. China builds a nuclear-resistant bunker. So right now, we are hearing other nations are taking into consideration what would unfold if we saw a major nuclear war. We saw Russia has got mobile nuclear fallout shelters that they are moving around for their citizens. We've also heard Sweden, Norway, Finland, they're releasing pamphlets to their citizens saying, hey, here's some things to do to stock up on supplies and be ready just in case there is some sort of nuclear war, some sort of fallout that we have with Russia. Now China is getting in on the action as well. And do you think that the United States needs to start doing something for this as well? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. It says, China's military is building a massive complex in western Beijing that would be the world's largest military command center, at least 10 times the size of the Pentagon, the Financial Times reports. Now, why it matters? The 1,500-acre construction site has deep holes that military experts assess will house large, hardened bunkers to protect Chinese military leaders during any conflict, including potentially a nuclear war, per the FT. Major construction started in mid-2024. In mid-2024. Some intelligence analysts are calling the project Beijing Military City. Chinese leaders, they may judge that the new facility will enable greater security against U.S. bunker buster munitions and even against nuclear weapons, a former senior U.S. intelligence official told the FT. So there you have it, you guys. We are just hearing, this is all the information that I have right now, is that China is now building nuclear-resistant bunkers. Man, they are saying that they're trying to make sure that they're resistant, including for potential nuclear wars. And they're trying to protect their leaders with a 1,500-acre construction site with deep holes, military experts assess. So, man, let me know your thoughts. Now, we had heard, like I had said, that China, that they were going to go ahead and they will be attacking Taiwan here very soon. And we had heard the warnings that when this unfolds, the United States will be directly involved. This is not isolated to China and Taiwan. That China wants Taiwan, says that they will unify them once again with their mainland. And when they do so, we're hearing that Taiwan is an ally of the United States. The United States is going to be coming to the aid of Taiwan. And China, in anticipation of this, China playing chess, thinking several moves ahead. Over the past 5 years, we're hearing has cyber armies that have been infiltrating U.S. critical infrastructure systems, compromising them, but not activating any attacks, but compromising multiple systems and preparing for a coordinated effort when they decide to attack Taiwan. The day that they decide to attack Taiwan, we're hearing, could be the day that they initiate all of those cyber attacks on U.S. critical infrastructures to cripple our people, our systems, and not allow us to come to the aid of Taiwan. We're hearing water systems, electrical grids, transportation, communications, you name it. So they are saying to prepare now. And they're saying by the year 2027, this could be the year 2025, we don't know. But by the year 2027, that China will initiate war and conflict with Taiwan. That is what we have been hearing for quite some time. And that is why as well, I've got a list of various things down below in the description, various Amazon links to things you might want to stock up on and supply and supplies to be prepared with. And also a free power grid failure guide as well. If we have power outages and power grids go down, there is a guide in there. It's totally free. You can just go ahead and put in your email. It gets emailed right to you, and you can see the PDF. And it's just a step-by-step guide with really simple, basic things to remember. But there's so many things. A lot of people say they forget, and I've had a lot of people compliment me and say, hey, thank you for this. It's not rocket science, but it's just a simple reminder of things to stay on top of in case we end up facing an issue with power grid failure in the United States. So go ahead and check that out if you haven't as well. That is totally free. It's down in the description. Now, also, we're hearing that the same thing is unfolding as well for Iran. Let me go ahead and share this with you. This coming out today as well. This article coming out from the Jerusalem Post says Iran's Revolutionary Guards, they have unveiled new underground missile cities. This is the third underground missile city base unveiled by the IRGC in just less than a month. So we keep seeing more footage of Iran going underground, and they are letting us know, hey, we are going down into the earth. So that way, if things go down, if nuclear weapons start getting used, they are saying they are ready. The Iranian Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or the IRGC, said it unveiled a new underground base housing cruise missiles designed to target destroyers in strategic southern waters. Iranian state media said on Saturday today. The report was made on the same day as the Chief of Staff of the Iranian Armed Force, Major General Mohammad Bagheri, celebrated Islamic Revolutionary Guards Day. The unveiling of an underground missile city, as Iran terms these types of bases, is not new. Iran has unveiled them in the past and emphasized different capabilities of these underground facilities. Now, the goal is clear. Iran wants to show that it can keep a lot of its forces underground in case of an attack by adversaries. This is clearly a message to Israel, the United States, and some Gulf states as well. So again, they are letting the U.S. know and they are holding the United States accountable for a lot of the things that have been unfolding with Israel as well, as they are saying that the U.S., we are basically supplying them, supporting them. Iran feels like they're at war against the United States essentially too, as well, along with Israel. IRGC Chief Commander Major General Hossein Salmani visited the missile city on Iran's southern shores on Saturday, the Iranian state media said. During the visit, Salami inspected the combat readiness of the IRGC's Navy's missile unit at the new facility. The upgraded missile station in the subterranean base subterranean bases are also equipped to counter electronic warfare and can be operational in the shortest time possible. So these upgraded missile stations, they're saying that they also are made to be able to resist electronics taking them down as well. All right, let me take a look here. It looks like the article jumped on me. In the shortest time possible. Iran's state media said this is the third underground missile base unveiled by the IRGC in less than a month. On January 18th, the IRGC Navy showcased an underground naval missile base in an undisclosed location in the Persian Gulf. Earlier on January 10th, the IRGC's Aerospace Force had unveiled another underground missile city. There is a lot of messaging here. The underground naval base that was revealed in mid-January was not impressive and showed that Iran had a way to keep some of its smaller fast boats underground. A deterrence? The Iranian report said that Iran's ballistic missiles are a deterrence against Israel and the United States. This comes as Iran is also seeking to reopen possible talks with the United States. Iran is also working on its nuclear weapons program. In 2024, Iran launched 2 large-scale attacks on Israel using ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and drones. Meanwhile, Iran was celebrating a day devoted to the IRGC. WW3I also honored the sacrifices made by the IRGC, in particular those of Lieutenant General Qasem Soleimani, who fought for the liberation of Palestine and upheld the principles of Islam, the report said. WW3I is the head of Iran's armed forces. The IRGC Public Relations Office also issued a statement underlying that the force serves as a hub of dedication and faithful individuals who are remembered in Iran's history as true servants of the nation and protectors of the ideals of the Islamic Revolution. The reports about the missile city came as Iran also unveiled a locally made large gas turbine. At the global scale, these types of turbines are built by U.S.-based multinational company General Electric and Germany's Siemens company. Iranian state media noted to showcase the country's local capabilities. So, man, we are seeing them preparing for potential attacks, Iran and also China as well. And this comes, as I mentioned, Jamie Dimon saying that he is warning, he believes we could already be in World War III. And earlier today, as you can see a couple of hours ago, this morning, Donald Trump ordered precision military airstrikes on senior ISIS attack planner and other terrorists that planner had recruited and led in Somalia. He said, this is his message, we will find you and we will kill you. So, man, things definitely escalating today, and there is a lot going on with the conflicts around the world right now. But like I said, as more comes out, I'll be sure to keep you guys up to speed here on the channel, let you know exactly what is taking place. And again, let me know your thoughts. Do you believe that World War III has already started? Are we in the middle of it right now? Or do you think there's going to be some way for us to see war stop, that there's going to be peace agreements, and that we won't see China invade Taiwan? North Korea and South Korea will stop bothering each other, that we will see Russia and Ukraine do a ceasefire, and the Middle East, Iran, their proxy groups, and Israel will be able to come to some sort of agreement to stop as well. Right now, these are the major conflicts that we're seeing that involve our adversaries and that involve the United States directly coming in as support to these other nations. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, but we are hearing that things have definitely escalated, and today Donald Trump has conducted airstrikes against Islamic State operatives in Somalia, giving that order. Donald Trump, without a doubt, he is not slowing down. He is speeding up, taking care of business for the United States. And I saw a lot of 47s earlier, people dropping those 47s in the comments saying they are glad to have Donald Trump in office, to see the Biden administration gone. And it has only been 10 days, and it seems like it has been a whirlwind of nonstop changes. Donald Trump signing executive orders, signing things into law, making announcements. We are seeing the federal government getting shaken up, and there is a lot on the way. So, like I said, though, as more comes out, I'll be sure to keep you guys up to speed here on the channel and let you know everything that is taking place. And I see a lot of people dropping comments. People saying, Holly is saying yes. Winston's World is saying, stay informed here, everyone, with a thumbs up. Thank you for that. And yes, if you haven't done so yet and you appreciate the updates, hit the thumbs up. Kathy Ratcliffe giving thumbs up and putting a 47. Gregory saying, thank you for the info, Steve. You guys are very welcome. Thank you so much. Also for the well wishes and the prayers. I saw somebody saying that I haven't been on as much. Yes, I was struggling with a sickness for quite a while, me and the family. Luckily, I was able to bounce back fairly quickly, but the rest of my family has been sick for quite some time. Lisa says, your hair is looking great, Steve. Thank you. Just got a haircut today. Finally starting to feel a little bit better, so I got a haircut today. And hopefully be able to provide more updates and reports, because there's a lot going on. Just been really struggling with my health, but feeling a whole lot better. So hopefully I'll be able to keep you guys up to speed with everything going on, do some more updates. But thank you for the prayers, the well wishes, and the support. And like I said, I'll keep you guys up to speed as more unfolds. But that is the latest, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I will catch you in the next one. Hit that like button, subscribe, and take care. God bless. This is Steve.